Welcome to May 2023. I am the Aquarian TV's host, Liam. We're going to go over the chart. I made some astrological cards, and it also has the alphabet, numbers 0 through 9. I made my own. So, and it's, I didn't come up with the alphabet or the number system, but each letter has a meaning. Each number has a meaning inherent in it. We discover the meaning in it, and therefore bringing meaning, perhaps even to this humble existence of ours. I also have my Egyptian pictograph cards, which we're going to tap into because we are bringing in all the different traditions, many of which have been cast out and cast down for being pagan. But we were breaking out of tradition, and we are moving into the future by trying to be fully present in the now. What we're doing here, we're going to make the now a sacred space. I'm going to hold space for you. For $10 an hour. Go to my website. I have the chart also pulled up here for your viewing pleasure. But before we go in, let us take this moment to come into ourselves by doing a breath. Let us take a good breath together. In, nice and slow, filling up all our temple with the Holy Spirit. This beautiful green energy into our hearts, into our hearth, into our earth. We bring Venus, who is green, who is the ruler of May. Mother Venus. She's the Empress card in the tarot deck is Taurus season and Venus. And it's a pregnant woman. We are dealing with fertility and self-worth issues and value. We're looking at what is dependable, reliable, sturdy, of value. Of value for what? Our health, our sustenance. It's more about our physical well-being right now, because our emotional well-being is hosting Mars, the ruler of this upcoming eclipse in Scorpio on May 5th. This is bringing to focus the Taurus, my possessions. What do you possess? We possess a body, an earthen vessel. And my possessions, material goods. And then the opposite Scorpio is my possessions, psychologically. What am I possessed by? The 8th house Scorpio? The meaning behind the thing. The thing, Taurus. The meaning, that underneath in the soil, the dark soil, that's Scorpio. So we're going to have the moon being eclipsed in what's behind the scenes of And sometimes that can be ugly stuff, even present within our own psyche, subconscious. Perhaps it might come out in dreams that could be scary, nightmares. But to force us to face them. If you have a recurring dream that's nightmarish or even just uncomfortable, you don't like it, sit down, write it out an alternative way to morph that, to turn it from a nightmare into a glorious story about resurrecting like a phoenix from the ashes. But in order for that resurrection, there has to be the cross, death. This could be instances of betrayal, losing our faith, our trust. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. But then it can be traumatic at first, but then it can be freeing ourselves from being possessed by possessions, or just, and it's the way that we think, our perspective on that object, that thing, that Taurian thing. This could be dying to an old way that we think about money, our whole value system going through of breaking down and restructuring. As the South Node, the tail of the dragon of the eclipses, K2 sweeps through the deep cabal, the shadow like hand that manipulates the markets and really the power behind the world of banking. Banking is like a Scorpio thing. Taxes. Also, it's a deep Scorpio. The 8th house is where we deeply merge with the other. Or we can make that other, but usually it is a person. It's the feeling in that. Ultimately, what we want to do is we have this yearning to reach out and connect with another person and have this deep soul merging. Ideally, that happens in the act of sex. And there's that death to that individual self, that identity. Then we merge into the cosmic mother. Then we have not just a physical ecstasy orgasm. We have a cosmic orgasm. We're breaking through out of the personal, the ego, Mars, that will, power that won't let go of that possession, no matter how much emotional pain and suffering it causes us and others. Because we could be, we like the way that it made us feel one time. And we can't, this is when, karmic attachments from a past life. This is like a past life. You were, I'll say I instead of you. We had some type of addiction that hindered us from engaging in our meaningful, our vocation, what we ultimately desire, which is hopefully thy will of the all. The all is above the I, me. So it's really it is a death to an ego death. Chiron and Aries. And then that going into the 12th house where the sun is in Taurus. So now the ego blows. Now they go into behind closed doors. But it can be fruitful for us to look and try to make an effort to look into our deep subconscious, even unconscious, and the dream world can help us in that. But so can this like active trying to be conscious while in the dreams, and that helps by writing down. But then also realizing that this is a dream. Maya, who means illusion and mercy. It was likened to a mother, a matrix, mater mediatrix, the Maya. This is ultimately a dream. And just how we look into meaning in dreams, if one's trying to do a psychoanalytical process, or Carl Jung style, in our awake life. Hopefully we're really trying to be awake in our quote unquote awake life. And this is by going in to our own conscious. The reason why we do the things that we do. The why to this all. Scorpio season breaks us out into Sagittarius season, which is, I'm talking about Scorpio because of the eclipse. Because Sagittarius, the next sign, is where we get into Jupiter, which is the outer planets, and Saturn, which make up the latter signs. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Saturn ruled Aquarius as well, and then back to Jupiter, Pluto ruled, before we get to Aries, which is, again, Mars ruled. So Mars brings us in the spring season, and the first Aries, the first sign ruled by Mars, in April, and then it brings us out in Scorpio, this other rulership, as it brings us into the fall. So the sun falls, witnessing the fall of a hero, or even your own fall from grace. And then we could transmutate that energy of falling away into a falling away from those things that are unhealthy to our physical health, Taurus. But it's going to take going deep into that dark black soil. A real pulverizing of our emotional well-being, comfort. Mars currently in Cancer is similar to as a Scorpio type energy, but it's, instead of fixating on a feeling, it's coming up with new ones, new way. We come up with a new way to feel through the conscious acting of our willpower. Willpower is Mars. When we're just exercising our willpower just to fulfill our own selfish desires that ultimately aren't healthy for us or others, there's the toxicity of Scorpio. It's poison, but it's also the ridding out of toxins. The internal process is ruled by Virgo, which is being analytical and practical. And then the letting out is the emotional release Scorpio can offer us. We can have a great big emotional release with this eclipse. And it can be by having to go and face those demons in the dark. Digging in sharply, focusing, making time to do it. We really have an opportunity to surrender to those things that we're carrying with us that are hurting us. Be open to new and better ways of feeling. being introspective emotionally, healing our emotional body, and how that's tied in with our physical body. Scorpio, Taurus, axis. From the sound of it, the moon does not like to be in Scorpio. It would rather be an opposite sign of Taurus, where it's exalted. So it's already an uncomfortable, it's just too much emotional intensity. But then an eclipse is a revealing, but before the light is revealed, there's an eclipsing, a darkening. So just bring that into the moon controls the masses. The sun is the king, the president. So the masses could be feeling Mars in Cancer is a temper tantrum, an explosion of emotional outbursts, emotional energy fluctuating, our energy, period, our active energy or willpower is could be very moody, like the moon, the ruler of Cancer. So we have our emotional body, collective emotional body is being charged, and it can be violent. Mars is the act, it's action. And when that active energy comes out, sometimes it comes out in violent ways. But now this is violent ways in the home. Violence in your home country, the fourth house Taurus, also our family lineage. It's nostalgia. This is where nostalgia could be bad to a certain point. It's good to look back, reflect, and to dig up and heal, bring love, bring acceptance, bring light to the dark. But that means having to go to the dark. There's no resurrection without the cross. So pick up your cross. Here's what you want to do with the cross. You want to go into the middle of it so that we're not getting pummeled under and pulverized by this wheel. Many traditions are like, we're trying to escape out of the influence of the planets and the stars. Well, you can't do that if you don't know they're there. Like the easiest way to keep a slave is by not having them even know that they're a slave. Then hire other slave workers to police those slaves. This also brings us to Pluto, who is at this 0 degree point of Aquarius, which is Aquarius, the mass collective conscious, as opposed to Pisces, which is the mass collective unconscious. Having Saturn really starting to make its presence felt. It's in Pisces. This is getting real about your dreams, getting practical out of your dream world by taking responsibility instead of escapism, by waking up to the reality, getting out of cognitive dissonance, intentionally choosing to ignore those things. I don't think we could ignore certain things any longer. Certain toxic relationships, attachments, possessions that are making our reality upsetting, not fulfilling, lacking in meaning. Right now, Venus is open to new ways of communicating, new ways of thinking, while Mars is giving us the willpower to come up with a new way of feeling, This is a storm for a tower moment, a tower falling moment, but it's a tower that needs to fall moment. And we're so pride, ego getting in the way, so proud of this tower that we made, and we took the time to lay the bricks, but oh, we built the tower to our ego, and it was our ego who built it. And so on false foundation. So when that ego gets hurt, the tower comes down with it. But there is the darkness before the light. There is the going in. And then it's ultimately liberating. Now we have a new canvas to work on, a new home to build that is even more, new life to build that's even more in line with our true purpose, which isn't just for the I anymore. It's that ego. It's for the high and higher I, more collected, more connected, more powerful, connected with the all. And that could be scary. It takes a little bit of faith in yourself, your own ability to weld your sword, your conscious willpower. Hopefully now we're more conscious than we were the last time that we built this structure. And the structure isn't just our material. Yes, it is very much our finances, or being responsibility. But it's almost like getting rid of a poverty mindset by almost not thinking how we used to about money, overvaluing money. Or it could be a reality check. Hey, you didn't value money enough, and now suffer for that. So let's get ahead of the wheel by getting in the middle of it, so that we could see outside of it, is by taking dominion, by getting centered, so that the planets aren't manipulating us, but that we're fully aware of it, conscious, and that we're able to use them. And we have to really make some time to, I want to say retreat, but this is kind of a time to retreat. Mercury retrograde, reassessing what we have, taking a reality check, but the moon's in Virgo right now, so don't get overly critical. Self-compassion could be hard to come by right now. And the more that we're able to do that, the more rewarding it will be. And towards others, there's a releasing of control, a surrendering of the need to be in control of everything, and just focusing in on ourselves. And that's not when we do it, it's all about intention. And using our willpower consciously to create a better perspective. Then that becomes reality. And what fulfills us emotionally is going to be something, the deeper the call, the higher the new tower we could build that is at service to everybody. Not one out of fear, but one out of courage. Being courageous and being vulnerable. All right, that is my look at the chart. I hope you all enjoyed that. I feel like that was hopefully meaningful. Let's check in on our live stream. Breathe in, YH. Breathe out, WY. Yeah. Breathe in, yeah. Breathe out. Ooh. I like that. Thank you, Canadian Anon. We do have 2 concurrent viewers. How beautiful. And 7 total views. That's also beautiful. We're going into May is a 5, 5th month, into 2023, which is a 7. 5 to the 7. 5 is in the likeness of Mars and Mercury. So this is, it kind of reminds me of the Chariot card. And 7 is order and spiritual divinity. So, bam, a change in the way that we are ordered in alignment with the Most High. Let us take this moment to continue with the Aquarian sacrament, most blessed sacrament, to wipe away ignorance, our past karmic ties, so that we are freer to live our highest vocation for the collective consciousness's evolution. May all that which is not beneficial for our health as an individual and society be devoluted. Can I get a so we take water through our conscious willpower? We're going to bring our ability to be priests, priestesses, freaking magicians, to give our intention into this water. We give thanks to the goddess of water and earth. We beseech God, the Father of fire and air, to come into perfect harmony as we complete the sacred aether, the 5th element. Let us be one in a heightened consciousness and body, so that we might move through into the Aquarius age, out of the Piscean age, more in love. And so it is. And we are a part of this divine mission, my friends, to bring us forward out of the dark ages. And we heal through these heavenly waters, through these earthly waters combined. What a beautiful thing to be able to get out of this blood atonement, sacrificial, dark magic, scapegoating rituals. And let's be thankful and celebrate that. This is a great month to get into earth, be still in earth, and even labor and work in earth. We're in the fire quadrant with earth there, fixed. Let's make sure we're not stubborn like an ox. But let us bring the wings of the eagle together with the ox. Cherubim and seraphim have given us a card Z. Zeta. Z is also in the likened to a rune. It's similar to a T, which is an end. But we always had big beginnings and big endings. Here is, where did you learn your astrology? Odin Andrews asks. YouTube videos. And then just learning the elements: fire, earth, air, and water. The seasons. It's very the planets and the numbers. I'm gonna do a workshop. I've been requested to do a workshop. That's gonna be something new I like to do. I like to charge money for it because I would like to take responsibility. I don't want to be working like an ox out in the field doing labor, although that's good for the body. But I want to do something deeper and meaningful. And that is a Scorpio. And it's going to ask us to focus in, and we might have to sacrifice. We're here. What do we sacrifice? We're not sacrificing goats and cows and red heifers. We're sacrificing our own selfish desires, fulfillments. We realize that ultimately does not bring us happiness. But there are some desires that could be healthy, that are healthy. And we're asked to sacrifice unto that, unto ourselves, unto our higher self. And you realize that higher self it's here. We're already there. We could change our perspective of mind. Gosh, switch. Z. Perhaps the letter Z kind of goes back to zero. It's an end and it's a beginning in itself. It's a portal. This has also reminded me of before the hero moment happens, there might have to be a zero moment, and acknowledging that we are a zero. It's through humbling ourselves, which is by merely realizing the factualness of facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. But we can be a little bit too, because if you think about it, we pop up here into Earth, we spend a little bit of time here, a flash in the pan of time. We don't understand anything about it really. And then we're gone. Really, no matter what we do, write an epic novel, create a masterpiece of a movie, they'll all be forgotten one day, as will we all. But not in the collective unconscious. Soul, the waters of heaven that restore memory. So in a sense, every single thing we do is recorded in the Akashic records, in mem, in water. So let us start being conscious about that. And that's also a great responsibility. And that can be exciting when we realize that there is meaning. And we will be judged on that day when we die. Reality check. We're going to die. But we're alive. I saw this YouTube video. This young lady had a blindfold on for 4 days. 4, death. 40 is 1, 3, 13. 13th letter. Mem, M, the middle. The waters. Mother. Marina. And it's the waters, the 40 years through the desert. Going through the waters of baptism, but also death. That death has to come. We can be magicians and consciously die. Die well is what we're asked to do here. Simultaneously with that, death is a new birth. Be scary and be of good faith as we go into Z, A to Z. This isn't an A, which would be a beginning, which is kind of, Taurus is the beginning of the year. But right now we're supposed to focus on the Z. So what are we ending the tail of that dragon? What are we excreting at this Scorpio lunar eclipse, May 5th on Cinco de Mayo? as we celebrate Mexican independence. There's another day to get drunk in America. St. Patrick's Day being another one. Really feeding into that stereotype of the Irishman. I'm guilty of keeping that alive as well. So Z, let us ask for, I invoke the goddesses to come into this deck. Way too many cards, goddesses. Oh, but here we got Isis. Oh, Isis. Oh, Siri. Sagittarius. Wisdom of the divine mother lighting up the darkness. Courageously following that. Making a wish. When you wish upon a star. And you knowing that you are divinely guided and protected at the same time. And looking to the goddess, to earth and water are the symbols we have of the feminine in creation. We are fertile. We claim that we are fertile. We are full of infinite manifestation potentiality, my friends. Why? Because we claim it. Why? Because we exercise our will. And we match it up to thine will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As above, so below. Let us get the as above right, so that as below is wonderful. Because that's happening anyways. That's the whole lesson of the A. There's a lesson of the A. Here's the B. Here's the Z. This is reminding me of getting your Z's. And that's a good inventory time for our psychology. Sagittarius is asking me to talk about Jupiter in Aries, Chiron in Aries. This is becoming wiser from an ego death wound, healing from this wound of this waking up to a false sense of self, and coming into a greater sense of the self, which is that there is this collective self that we're all a part of. And so then when we do these small good things, works in private, they ripple out because of that connectedness between without and within. And then we have Pallas Athena, who is really asking us to, again, be courageous in that feminine energy. Mars is in Cancer. That's like the warrior mother. Like having energy to mother ourselves. I have a Capricorn baby due at the end of December. I love the Capricorn. I do. They're born old. Like old soul. A Capricorn ascendant is like the one who's like born with a mean face. Let's look up like babies with mean faces. It's also the Benjamin Button effect, because they age really well. They also have to take on responsibility younger usually, which is nice. You don't want to be a helicopter parent, but then you also might have a child who's like your boss. I typed in Benjamin Button. Baby with old face. Ooh, tough ones. Oh no. Oh no. No. This ain't right. This ain't- Grumpy old babies. It's like I wasn't a, I was an ugly baby before I blossomed. Like, my God. He's like, so you're telling me I got to heal all my ancestral karmic wounds by helping others? Oh my goodness. My boy straight got birthed out of Harry Potter banker like lineage. Uh, dude look like a real Benjamin Button. This guy died from smoking too much pot in his last life. This one is not impressed with the situation he got born into. When his dad has a liberal arts degree. Like me. And his mom is an influencer. An influencer. How great thou art. All right. Pallas Athena's badass. Let's look up. Pallas is another name for Isis. And then Athena is more of an active warrior type goddess, like Hathor, Taurus. In Hathor, it was Venus. You think, oh, well, if you want to channel the energy to like be a warrior in life, that you would tap into Mars, and you do. But Mars is fed by Venus. Mars Emperor card is fed by the Empress, the 4 by the 3. Yeah, would you? You know what you need to have 4? The Emperor, 3 had the Empress, and then when we bring them together in a perfect unity, we get the Sacred 7, a new order, upright, fertile, virile, full of vigor, virality, life. We celebrate life on May Day, around a maypole. The world's axis, mundi, the world's spine. We align. Through that, we incorporate, we evoke the fixed signs: Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. And that is our Chiron symbol of life. The fixed signs are the most sacred. That's why we have the 4 books of the Bible. Here's the Chiron. They put the P at the top for Pater, which would be Saturn at the top of the 10th house, which is Capricorn. Opposite in the bottom, in our home, in our roots, Cancer. We could have the energy to break karmic, generational, ancestral curses, my guy, this month by using our imagination to envision and to feel into that new vision, inspired, so that it becomes our new reality, more fulfilling on a deep level, connecting with others in a deep way, genuine authenticity, pouring out, encouraging us to share it and to do better for ourselves. Would you believe? Cairo is CH is 6, is the Vav, it's chi, it's life. And then the Rho is the head. Resh, the mind. Very kind of an Aquarian symbol too, because it's the collective mind that we're in. Realizing how we're all very much part of the same universal collective conscious that we all have a piece of. And then appreciating our own uniqueness and individuality within that greater collective. And injecting it courageously by not being afraid to be our most authentic, true, goofy, unique self. And when it's at service to the whole, that's when it is at its most potent. When we're able to be what's the word I used before? Vulnerable. Scorpio sex. We're naked. We're very vulnerable in that act. And that act is how we ultimately get into union with God. We want to try to do that within by getting in touch with bringing the two together, bringing them balanced, the caduceus. And in doing that, it's healthy. That's why it's also the sign for healing. It's a good detox. This is a good emotional detox and a physical detox. This will be really heightened, strengthened to go to do emotional cleaning out, and we'll see it very much manifest into our physical reality quicker. I know so. I know this, man. Let us go to the Egyptian gods oracle deck created by Silvana Alasia. Thank you for your work in going through making these beautiful cards of Egyptian gods. I think the older something is, the more power it has sometimes magically. The more that people give their energy to something, the more power it has. Oh, let us beseech Hathor. Isis Nephthys. Ma'at. Na'ut. Geb. Anubis. Transformation. Anubis is very scorpionic. And they gave Anubis the number 11. It's what takes you into the underworld. The dog, Cerberus, in Egyptian mythology. In Hellenic astrology, the two dogs of Major Cana and Minor Cana that take us to what? The sacred wedding feast, the wedding feast of Cana. Where what? The sun transforms water into wine. The day sky into the red of sunset. The spilling out of the blood of the death of the sun when it meets judgment at the scales of Libra. Libra is the great press. Virgo is the gathering of the grapes. And then after the smashing of it, in Libra, we get the essence of it, the fruit of, we ingest that nourishment, and we stomp out the poison. That's how the act and going inward, dealing with emotions and trauma, pain, in that process, we are processing and we're separating the good waters from the toxic waters. Be a good time to, yeah. So when that lady I saw a clip when she closed her eyes, blindfolded herself for 4 days, and then came out and looked at the world around her and broke out into, like, she was in in ecstasy. She just died, and then he came back to life. That was a real detox moment by going into the dark, facing your demons for 4 days, going into those deep, dark waters, and realizing that this world this life is a dream. And therefore, if life is an illusion, so is death. I like ending it right there. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, Sue Wagner, for tuning in. Really, I wish you all a great month of May. May we be fertile. May we be wealthy and healthy. And so it is. The Aquarian 2023 May and beyond.